NCTV45, The Train, anytime on your time.
We are.
Wow, time no see.
I'm usually a News Watch specialist,
Yeah.
and I'm honored to be on the J&J Morning Show.
Well, we love having you here because usually you're behind the glass, but our buddy Jay is on assignment, so he's unavailable. But you look a little tired from the weekend. What'd you do this weekend? There was so much to do in Newcastle.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was an unbelievable weekend. The fireworks festival, Arts on the River Walk at the fireworks festival. I went to the Pirate game.
Wow.
I was doing everything. Now, this was fantastic because we have, it's still going on. And
Right.
I'll tell you what's still going on.
Well, go ahead, please.
See, these people here,
Yes.
and this is great because I don't have to put on my glasses, but they won prizes.
Really?
Yeah, see, because it's still at the Confluence, and it'll be there till September 10th. But these people won prizes at Arts on the Riverwalk.
So when I'm looking at this is great information for photography.
Right,
People that were distinguished. It was titled New Beginnings.
exactly.
It was Michelle Joseph Long from Youngstown, Ohio.
That's right.
Merit Abandoned, Larry Mansky from Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
How you like that?
I think that's fantastic. Now, how about the drawing aspect of it? I didn't even know they had a drawing thing here with the Hoyt, but guess what? Distinguished. You still there, Alexa? You got to wave to me or something because your dad's usually behind the glass. Anyway, Driving Miss Ellie by John Kaler from Butler, PA, and Merit is Circle of Fins from Grant Lattimore of Pittsburgh, PA. You know something about painting. What happened with the painting aspect of it?
You know, I didn't put my glasses on for that
Oh,
reason.
see this?
I am taking. Listen,
supposed to- you know,
I
the
am
guy-
a guest on the J&J show.
Yeah.
So I am
I'm
being
sorry.
totally guest worthy.
Okay.
You know, I'm letting you do all the work because most of the time I carry the ball, so I'm kind of
You
like
do.
I'm being the quarterback and I'm handing off
Right.
and I'm saying, look, I don't have to put on my glasses. I'll just tell you what happened. Now those are still there.
Yeah, they are. And again, another distinguished award was Tin Plate Works from Jan Wilson in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And Merit would be Candy Bar Ranch. Alexa, you love that candy bar. James O'Malley from Struthers, Ohio. And 2D distinguished the Homestead, Rick Guarnieri of Newcastle.
Good. I'm glad you said that name because that was why.
Good, good.
Yeah, Gurneri. It was just like,
See that? And then the Merit in Papa's Arms, B.G. Grimm of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Hoyt always does a great job of this
yes.
stuff.
Now, see, you
ahead.
got page 2.
Oh, holy
How's that?
Page 2? There were that many participants?
Yes, because they had an entrance fee. They gave away somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 or more prizes.
Wow.
This was serious stuff. So, listen, I tell you, get that cup of coffee,
Yeah,
go down to the Confluence,
right. Nice, nice.
look at all of the goings and paintings and artwork.
Yeah,
Because you could see there were 2 pages of stuff.
that's fantastic. Here's a joke for Alexa. Let me see if I could hear her laugh off screen. Hey, I'm so bad at art, I couldn't even draw flies. Draw flies. Okay, anyway, distinguished was the chestnut-sided warbler from James Urbanic of Elba City, PA. Merit, Sip the Wine, Smell the Blossom, Mary Manson of Cranberry Township, PA. Concert pianist, Dr. Nanette Capelin-Solomon will perform at the public reception on Friday from 4 to 6 p.m., accompanied by Jim and Betty.
That already happened.
It already happened,
Yeah,
but they did perform there,
they did.
and it already happened, and people were happy about it.
Yeah, that was just a fantastic, that was a news release, but I wanted to read those people's names again.
We should.
Because they did all those things.
And you know what? I'm so excited to have you on the show. I made another blunder. I read copy that it was a couple days old because why? Because of the fireworks, because of the ice cream. Did you have ice cream? With
You know,
did you? You didn't.
I always say, like, people don't realize this, and Janet said this one time, and I totally agreed with her. If people go, oh, there's nothing to do here. Well, you're pretty much not trying.
Right.
Because you know, not just on a normal day, you could get up and go to the Y and work out and do all that stuff.
Right.
You could have a great breakfast at any number of restaurants.
Absolutely.
And then, people say, well, now you might have to move around a little. And that's the key.
That's fine.
Because people don't like to move.
Right.
But, whether they're shopping or the activities at the Hoyt or the library, what have you, and then have a great lunch.
Absolutely.
Play tennis, golf, go out to McConnell's Mills, Rain State Park. And
Pearson Park?
Pearson
Park's
Park,
nice.
right.
Pearson Park.
And then have a great supper.
You know what? And I see a lot of people walking around Cascade Park.
Right, that's exactly
A
right.
lot of people walking around taking advantage of the park.
And as we go through, that's just, some of the things that are going on. Now, this is really, I'm proud here that we've been very ecumenical. That means, like, we haven't, I'm Catholic, you're Catholic, but
Absolutely.
but we've spanned it to include everybody. And, when I mention this, Ed Frisbee gives our thought for the day.
That's very nice.
You
He's
know,
a good guy.
Well, a lot of people don't realize it, and we always, from Union, we always talk about the 70s because we're 70s kind of
Old
guys.
school, that's right,
You know,
absolutely.
but he's doing this at Marion Room at Mary Mother of Hope, and he does the thought for the day here.
Wow. That's right,
So-
I've seen it.
And every Tuesday, people go, now, here's what I love, and I'm going to let out a secret here. People go, where did you get the idea for your programming?
Go ahead.
Here it is.
Go ahead.
1970s programming, it works. Hello. You know what? Think about it. When you used to get up in the morning, you'd see like a little thought for the day. They'd play the Star Spangled Banner.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then what's the next thing up? Newswatch. We do that. Then what was the next thing up? Community happenings. Go back and think in your mind of, okay, so we're actually showing people what's going on rather than all that crap of all this bad happened. There's no reason to sensationalize the news. And the bridge down here is coming along. It's going to be finished shortly.
That's right. A lot of people working hard on completing the bridge. But you know what, Angela, you're absolutely right. The way your ideation behind your programming is phenomenal. And like you say, it's working because people just love what's happening, and they're watching and they're listening too. So continued success for you too, Angela.
I appreciate that. Now, as we go through this week, I'm really proud of my kids because they spend a lot of time at the library. And the library has so many terrific things going on. But here's one for those people that live out a little bit farther, the Apple Castle. Read, learn, and grow. Too many people aren't being parents and doing those things, reading with their kids. You got to read with your kids, play with your kids. It's important to do all those things. And that's something that you can get right there at the Apple Castle.
Yeah, that's a good place, and their apples are delicious. Alexis, have you ever had an apple from Apple Castle? Yes or no? They can't see you nodding your head on the radio or on TV.
And I got to tell you, a lot of the farmers that bring those crops into the Apple Castle, they're outstanding in their fields.
Oh, man. We're going to lose everybody. We're going to go right down the chute. We're going to end up by the
They're
confluence.
cheaper.
Yeah, there's people at home fading. But you're right. I hate being serious, but I am going to say this. A lot of people underestimate what's happening in the community. But here's what I like about what you're doing with it. You're getting it out there. They have to watch either you can't watch NC Radio 450. You have to listen to it, and then NCTV 45. All that information is out there.
Well, here's the great thing about the radio. I have to say this.
Go ahead.
Let's say you listen to satellite radio.
Mm-hmm.
And you go through a tunnel or around the building. And what happens? It fades out. Let's say that you're in your car and you're listening to broadcast radio, AM or FM. You go out of range, it fades out. NC Radio 450, you plug in your phone, you plug it into the car jack, it never fades out.
That's fantastic.
It's
man.
always there. So we're not just any time on your time. We're anywhere you go.
Wow.
You can take NC Radio 450 and NCTV 45 with you. So it's just a phenomenal thing. And, you know, I'm looking forward to all those Newcastle things. People are like, oh, would you do, the Balloon Quest is coming,
The Balloon Quest is fantastic.
you know?
I love the Balloon Quest.
And just to get and, gives another thing, and Newcastle just rises above it all.
You mean in the balloons? That's
In the
what you meant.
balloons.
See? Hey, you're trying to make a joke. They
Yeah,
rise above it in their balloons. Alexis, what's wrong? You sleeping or what? She was such a big help. And now she's fading on me. I can't.
And, I just, before I close this Monday, I just want to make sure that you remember that there's a new Visions meeting tonight
Wow.
at the Commonwealth. And I do a lot with those guys and try and keep them in my memory bank because
Right.
they're out there and they are trying. The flowers around the diamond look fantastic.
Right.
That was all done by volunteers planning. Now, I'm not real good at this, and I didn't like when I had a farm, Union had their agriculture thing.
I remember that.
I was just not I'm
FFA, Future
yeah,
Farmers of
yeah,
America.
I'm great with concrete and town.
Yeah.
I love that kind of thing. Don't look for me to be there in the fields but they planted all these flowers.
Wow.
All volunteers planted the flowers.
And it has a nice look to it.
And it has a nice look to it. And so you think about that, and you could see the blooms rather than the blooming idiots.
Man, this guy, I don't see a teleprompter. He wrote his own stuff. I don't know if he has it on his cuff or whatever over there.
You just never know with me.
No, I don't. That's why I had you on the show. I mean, even though, you're the guy, you're the Jim Brown of NCTV 45,
You made
carrying
me
the
a
ball 40 times.
Cleveland guy. Do you know how that'll stick?
He was a great running back.
I know, but he was a Cleveland Browns guy.
And after 8 years, he packed it in. and
You
he-
could have said I was a Rocky Blyer.
Listen to me. The guy played for only 8 seasons. He rushed for over 12,000 yards. You do the math. Today, if these guys rush for how many? What happened?
My uncle posted something on Facebook.
Why do they call it rushing?
Rushing.
Yeah, he
You're carrying
rushed
the
for
ball,
12,000
he rushed for
yards.
12,000
Was he in
yards.
a hurry to get 12,000 yards?
Absolutely. He was in a hurry to get a first down and a touchdown, but he was a great running
You
back.
know.
Now, what was I going to say, though? 8 years, 12,000 yards. The running backs today, they play 16 games. So if they rush over 1,000 yards, they think they had a great season. No, man. And they didn't have what they have today with the protein drinks, the trainers, all the equipment.
Well,
that
the
they have.
season was shorter.
Yeah, think about that.
You know what I like
12
to do?
games, 12 games.
You know what I like to do?
Then it went to 14.
I like to look at like old Sports Illustrateds
Mm-hmm.
or like old Life magazines because everything had a time and place. In other words, you played football in the fall, but the football season ended before Christmas.
Right.
You realize that?
Yeah.
And keeping that in mind, the basketball season just didn't go on forever.
Right.
It ended, and baseball season ended.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh, geez, spring training's beginning in February, and oh, geez, the Super Bowl's just ended, and
Yeah.
it wasn't this on and on and on.
It's all about money. That's why they keep extending the playoffs, 3 games, best out of 3, best out of 5, best out of 7. Let me just say this. Do you remember this? How much time do we have, Wesley? Is he still? Wesley's behind the glass.
Yeah.
Since you're here, Wesley's behind the glass. How much? Do we have a couple seconds? We do? Oh, we're gonna wrap it up. Okay, Wesley, do that. Okay, listen, just real quick. Back in the day, do you remember? They played 6 exhibition football games. Do you remember back in the day when the All-Stars from college used to play the Super Bowl champs? And it stopped when John Mackey got hurt by, they call me the assassin, from the Oakland Raiders. That's all I gotta tell you right there. I love that
See,
Oakland
now,
Raiders.
I can't be responsible. The Cedar Sports Corner
Raiders.
gives them all this stuff. So if you want, if you want to talk to them, you talk about the Cedar Sports Corner, and I'll be happy. And this is a shout out to Mr. Andrea Gensi. Andre, I invited you. Come on. You can talk about Notre Dame. I know you're a big Michigan fan.
My God, no. Oh,
Well, I did
please.
that. You know what? I had to do that because
I'm gonna throw up.
he
I don't
he
feel
has
well.
this nice Michigan emblem on.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like great to be able to talk to some of these guys. And the Cedar Sports Corner
Good
is
stuff.
on. Yeah, and it's on
Good stuff.
every Wednesday, and I'd like to see people that are achieving things, not just like, oh, it's Notre Dame, it's Michigan, it's
Right.
the Steelers.
Well, we
Browns.
talked about that. We're
Yeah.
gonna add a new segment down the road, but before we do anything, we gotta wrap it up. And listen, thanks for joining us.
It's the J&J Morning Show, and I was a special guest.
Very special.
How do you like it?
Thank you.
Have a great Monday in what I call the greatest castle in the world, and it's Castle Lawrence.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say White Castle. It's a hamburger, isn't it?
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way.